Ladies and gentlemen, the Dennis Day Show. Yes, it's Dennis Day with Robert Armbruster in the orchestra and Dennis' special guest, Calloway, and that celebrated concert pianist, Peggy Constance. And now here he is, the star of our show, Dennis Day.
Concerning sweet romance, 'cause when it came to pretty girls, I always take a chance. I felt that I could handle love with just a little luck. Then all at once you hit me like a 10-ton diesel truck. Hit and run, you left me crying there. Wasted love, a victim of a hit-and-run affair. Had your fun, now you're done, my bleeding heart is bare. Couldn't see that it would be a hit-and-run affair. The way that Grant took Richmond was the way you captured me. You roped me and you tied me, I was helpless as can be. You told me pretty stories and you said you'd never stray. You picked me up and knocked me down, and then you ran away. Hit and run, you left me crying there. Wasted love, a victim of a hit-and-run affair. Had your fun, now you're done, my bleeding heart is bare. Couldn't see that it would be a hit-and-run affair. Hit and run, you left me crying there. Wasted love, a victim of a hit-and-run affair. Had your fun, now you're done, my bleeding heart is bare. Couldn't see that it would be a hit-and-run affair.
Dennis, we certainly will be running the gamut of music on tonight's show, all the way from jazz to the long-hair classics.
That's right, Jimmy, and you know it's encouraging to see how many more people nowadays go for the classics.
Yes, it looks like long hair is here to stay.
Well, with the prices they're charging at the barber shop, I'm not surprised.
Oh, you're so right. Neither am I. You know, Dennis, that's one of the reasons I don't go to the barber shop as often as I used to.
Oh, well, then how do you keep your mustache trimmed?
Oh, I just give my Japanese gardener $5 a month extra.
Well, he's doing a pretty good job, except I think that left side could use a little more Vigoro.
Well, I guess I'd better go to my barber after all. The only trouble is he's such a chatterbox.
Well, aren't they all?
Yeah, that's true, but my barber can talk your ears off.
You're lucky. My barber gets the same results with his razor.
Oh, Dennis,
But what is it, Bobby?
I think you're wasting good money going to a barber shop. You know my next-door neighbor?
You mean Mr. Sadley?
Yes. Well, his wife cuts hair.
Oh, where does she cut it?
The same old place, around the block. That's rich.
Mr. Armbruster, you and your orchestra can easily be replaced by a cigar box and 3 rubber bands.
No, I'm serious about it, Dennis. Mrs. Sadley always cuts her husband's hair. She puts a cereal bowl on top of his head.
A cereal bowl? What's that for?
It makes the hair easier to cut.
Well, it might make the hair easier to cut, but I'll bet it's harder to eat the cereal that way. They sound like a typical American couple, warm and homespun. You know, I can see him now as he comes home from the office, and she says to him, "You're 3 seconds late, Mortimer. Where have you been?"
Well, my dear, I just stopped off to get a haircut.
A haircut? What's wrong with my haircuts?
Well, remember last week when you cut my hair? You put on the wrong bowl. Instead of cornflakes, you used Rice Krispies, and the snap, crackle, and pop almost punctured my eardrums.
gentlemen, as we promised you earlier, we have reached out into the concert field to bring you our next guest. Let's have a nice welcome for the distinguished concert pianist, Miss Peggy Constance.
Thank you, Dennis. What would you like me to play?
Well, before you go over to the piano, Peggy, I think the audience would like to know a little more about you. Tell me, where were you born?
I was born in Greece.
Well, as I look at your beautiful face and lovely figure, I know now what they mean when they say the Greeks had a word for it.
Thanks again, Dennis. May I play now?
In a minute, huh? For a girl who lived in Greece, you certainly speak English perfectly. Where did you learn to speak it?
Oh, I went to school in America.
You lived in Greece and went to school in America?
Yeah.
You must have had to get up awfully early not to be late for class.
Dennis, now may I play?
Yes, perhaps you better. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Peggy Constance playing Chopsticks Concerto, composed and arranged by our own Robert Armbruster. Te cañas calar, Peggy. You know, your technique was superb. And if the one and only Liberace is listening, he may consider that a challenge.
Well, you're very kind, Dennis. And while we're on the subject of Liberace, maybe you can tell me why he's always smiling when he plays. Nobody can be that happy.
Well, I've discovered the secret of his smile. It's a simple mathematical formula.
What do you mean?
Thin trousers plus cold piano bench.
You may joke about it, but Liberace happens to be a very sincere and ambitious artist.
That's right. Every spare minute finds him brushing up on technique.
Practicing the piano?
No, polishing his teeth.
Oh, Dennis.
But I'm afraid I must admit that Liberace's influence has caused many people to take up the piano. I'm thinking of taking lessons myself.
Well, Dennis, I'd be very happy to teach you.
Well, I appreciate the offer, Peggy, but I've already worked out a sensational deal with Bobby Armbruster. He's only going to charge me 85 cents for an afternoon lesson and $1.20 for an evening lesson.
Those are odd rates. How come?
Well, his piano is in the orchestra pit at the Paramount Theater.
I see. Well, after you've mastered the piano, we might be able to team up for a concert tour.
We'd probably make a striking pair out on the concert stage. Sister Peggy in her beautiful gown and me in my top hat, white teeth and tails.
Peggy, may I give you some friendly advice?
Why, certainly, Mr. Armbruster.
Well, you're 21 years old and you have a big, bright future ahead of you. No matter what happens, never get discouraged.
That's right, Peggy. And Bobby should know. You know, he had a tough struggle during his early days.
Yes, I remember one night I was working on a piano composition and I was ready to give up. And in the midst of my discouragement, I suddenly felt the guiding hand of Debussy on my shoulder.
What did you do?
I went, ooh. Well, it turned out to be Morris Debussy, my landlord. He wanted the rent.
Well, Peggy, it was lots of fun having you here, and I want to wish you continued success in your career. You know, Cab Calloway is coming over, and I've been boning up on my jive talk so I can speak his language.
Yeah, that's a good idea. After all, Cab Calloway invented many of the expressions the teenage kids are using today, so this will make them feel right at home.
Can a real hep cat latch onto this jam session?
Well, sure, man. Come on and sit in.
Reet, what's the scam, Sam?
We got a whopper, Popper. The Pres himself, His Highness a Heidi-Ho, is going to fall in here pretty soon and hit us with some Melloroony notes.
Well, when Cab Calloway arrives, Dennis, I'd like to get in on the conversation, too. Is it hard to learn?
It's as simple as a baby's dimple. Just talk the way I'm talking now.
You mean...
You got it, Jack. Now we're all ready for the arrival of the great Cab Calloway.
And not a moment too soon, because here he is, Cab Calloway.
Cab, we cats want to welcome you to this bash, and I want to say that...
Wait! The effusiveness of this reception overwhelms my artistic soul. It's gratifying to be surrounded by distinguished presence of these musical luminaries. Now, what did you say, Dennis?
Oy vey.
What's wrong, Dennis? You seem perturbed.
Oh, Cab, you kind of threw me. Everybody knows that you're the world's foremost exponent of jive talk, and here you are coming on like Commander Whitehead and his Schwepperwessens.
But, Dennis, I'm in the legitimate theater now. I've been with Porgy and Bess for 3 years.
Well, I've been with Jack and Mary for 15 years, and you don't hear me saying, yipe!
I see what you mean. I guess I was carried away, old man. I lost my ever-loving noggin.
Well, now you're back on the track, Jack. For a while, I thought you were about to start an alarming trend. Band leaders turning actors. Just imagine Guy Lombardo in The Corn is Green.
And how about Spike Jones in The Quiet Man?
Yeah, and wouldn't you love to see Vaughn Monroe in Tea House of the August Moon? Racing with the tea house of the August moon.
No, Dennis, it wouldn't work. What would you do with a cat like Wingy Manon?
Well, easy. Winger could play the part of Lionel Barrymore as Dr. Gillespie. I mean, Dr. Dizzy Gillespie. My boy, this is a critical operation, but your temperature is cool, 106. Now, let's have a look at your appendix. Boozeroony! What a crazy, mixed-up appendix. It's real gone. Yeah, how do you like that, Dr. Kildare? He beat me to it again.
Oh, that's crazy, Doc. You really suck.
Oh, enough of the gab, Cab. I think it's about time for you to give us a sample of the Calloway brand of vocalizing.
Not at this moment, Dennis. Right now, I'm in the mood for some Dennis Day.
Oh, no, Cab. After all, you're my guest, and we better sing something together, huh?
Solid. If you're ever in a jam, here I am.
Uh-huh.
If you're ever in a mess, SOS.
If you ever feel so happy you land in jail, Cab, I'm your bail. It's friendship, just a perfect friendship. When other friendships have been forgot, ours will still be hot.
La-di-da-di-da-di-da.
Dig. Dog you.
If you ever up a tree, phone to me.
In Jersey, it's Rector 24900.
If you're ever down a well, ring my bell.
If you ever lose your teeth and you're out to dine, why, Cab, borrow mine. It's friendship, just the perfect friendship. When other friendships have been forgate, ours will still be great. Ours will still be great.
Oh, Cab, that was wonderful. For a fellow who's done so much solo singing, you handle the harmony real well.
Well, Dennis, I first started out singing. I worked with a rhythm group. You've heard of High, Low, Jack, and a Dame.
Yeah.
Well, I sang with Manny, Mo, Jack, and a boy. I was the boy.
Well, Cab, one song has been so closely identified with your career that it's become a must whenever you make a guest appearance. Of course, I'm referring to Minnie the Moocher.
Yes, Dennis. She and I have gone steady for almost 20 years.
Cab, have you got any idea how many times you've sung Minnie the Moocher?
Not exactly, but I know this. Minnie has done so well, she doesn't have to mooch anymore.
Well, I think I might be able to get the audience to join in if you'd sing it for us now, Cab. How about it, huh?
All right, let's take it. Hey, folks, here's a story about Minnie the Moocher. She was a low-down hoochie-coocher. She was the roughest, toughest frail, but Minnie had a heart as big as a whale. Heidi, 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 ho! Heidi, 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 ho! Eddie, 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 hey! Eddie, 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 hey! Edie, 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 Heidi, 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 hi! Heidi, 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 hi! She messed around with a bloke named Smokey. She loved him, though he was blokey. He took her down to Chinatown, and he showed her how to keep on a messing around. Heidi, 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 hi! Heidi, 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 hi! She had a dream
horses. Each meal she ate was a dozen courses. She had $1 million worth of nickels and dimes. She sat around and counted them all 1,000,000 times. Heidi, 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 ho! Heidi, 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 ho!
You're the greatest. You know, that song has made musical history in its field just as Mozart, Beethoven, and Bach made history in their field.
Bach up, Jack. When you talk about musical genius, don't forget the supreme musical genius of them all, Clyde Murgatroyd.
Clyde Murgatroyd? Who's he?
Why, he's the cat who invented the jukebox.
Well, Cab, you've done as much for Clyde as he has for you. Tell me, what are your future plans, huh?
Well, I'm trying to decide between two offers. You see, the Theater Guild wants me to play Hamlet and yes, Hamlet, yes. There's a three-piece combo in Cucamonga. Wants me to sing with them.
Gee, that's a real tough decision to make, Cab. What are you going to do about it?
Well, I guess I'll have to toss a coin in the air. Here goes. That Clyde Murgatroyd is everywhere.
Looks like the Theater Guild lost the decision.
Yes, I guess I better send my agent a wire saying Hamlet Square, long hair, nowhere. Tell Cucamonga I'll be there. Now, here's a tip for you, Dennis. That spot in Cucamonga has an opening for two singers.
Well, in that case, I better get my voice in shape right now. Say, Bobby, how about an introduction, huh? Cara mia, why must we say goodbye? Each time we part, my heart wants to die. My darling, hear my prayer. Cara mia fair, here are my arms, you alone will share. All I want is you forevermore, to have, to hold, to love, adore. Oh, cara mia mine, say those words divine. I'll be your love till the end of time. Here are my arms, you alone will share. All I want is you forevermore, to have, to hold, to love, adore. Oh, cara mia mine, say those words divine. I'll be your love, cara Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. That's it for tonight. If Cucamonga's listening, do I get the job? And don't forget to tune in next week when our guests will be Rosemary Clooney and Paramount's rising star, Dick Shannon.
This is Peggy, Concerto Constance.
And Cab Theater Guild Calloway.
And Dennis Cucamonga Day saying,
Every song that I sing, I'll sing to you, and I hope I can bring you a smile or two.
so long, everyone, and God bless you.